talking about money in the household, as
Mhm.
far as like knowing that there's a mortgage, right? I feel like
Mhm.
as a kid, I knew that there was a mortgage. I feel like I remember at one point how much the mortgage was. I remember, the utility cost, how much that was. My mom did a lot of couponing growing up. So like there would be times where we would have the newspapers out, we were cutting coupons in the morning, and then we would go to the grocery store, we would pick out all the things and then try to guess like, oh, how much is it going to be before the coupons, after the coupons. But that still gave me a sense of, one, you can save money through couponing, and then two, this is how much things cost in the grocery store. These are the things that we need in the house every
Mhm.
single week, every single month to survive. So I just gave me, I think, a sneak peek into adulthood. Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. You can go to our website at them4show.com, our Instagram at them4show, and our YouTube channel at Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making.
And welcome to the M4 Show.
Yeah, I think the exposure, and I will just say exposure in general. You said environment, I'll make it a little different. Exposure. Exposure to like seeing different parts of the country. Like I said, like we would every Thanksgiving we would go up to San Francisco to Nana's house, and be there for Thanksgiving. So I always looked forward to that. Like, looked forward to the drive. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I was always sleeping the drive, but look forward to
But you
like
look forward
waking
to the
up.
nap?
Yeah, yeah, literally, and just like being able to like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep because we would always leave at night. So I'm like, I'm gonna just go to sleep and then wake up at Nana's house.
Magic.
Yeah.
I ought to be a kid again.
Oh, amazing. But yeah, like exposure to different environments, exposure to, we would go to the Vegas a lot. We would go to Arizona. We went to the Grand Canyon. We went to Washington, D.C. We went to just a bunch of places around the country. And then, yeah, even Hawaii. That was like, I think the biggest vacation that we took when we were kids. And yeah, we just had a blast. I remember like the luau, going to the beach, the road to Hana. If anybody has been, the road to Hana. If anybody has been, the road to Hana. My dad did not properly warn us. If he ever watches this, it's him and my mom are going to be cracking up because this man took us on this long journey. It's a long drive. He did not warn us. You got a van
This is
full.
Maui?
I think so. A van full of people, and yeah, it was a nightmare, honestly. It was a nightmare. And it was just funny because at the at the end we passed like some gift shop or something where there was like shirts that said I survived the road to Hana, and we all wanted to stop and get one just because like we survived each other during this during this excursion. But yeah, we have a lot of stories like that. My dad trying to make us do stuff. Like in Washington, D.C., when we walked to all of the monuments.
Oh, she looks hurt, huh? She
If
sounds hurt. Huh?
Washington, D.C. in the summer,
It's
that
hot.
yeah, it's so hot.
Humid.
We were miserable. Okay, sorry, you taking me down the road.
Down
But
the road of Hana.
needless but needless to say, we had a lot of fun on those vacations. And look at me now. I love to travel. Like it's one of my number one
Facts.
activities. Anytime we like get an infusion of money, I'm like,
Where can we go?
where are we going next?
Oh,
So so I feel like I obviously was exposed to travel from yeah, at a young age, again, even if it's just a road trip. Like, so it doesn't have to be, again, Hawaii. We never left the country. Like Hawaii was the furthest that we went, but now, right, we're going to Thailand, we're going to Italy, we're going to, so it's not Africa, right? Taking a road trip 2 hours away is exposure to a different environment. So even if within your own means, whatever that looks like, even if it's the next city away, like whatever that looks like for you, expose your kids, expose your families to different environments. It helps expand the imagination and knowing what is possible. Um, you've mentioned, I don't remember where it came from, but like your brain can literally only fathom what it has seen before. And so, yes, we see a lot of things on social media, but it is a completely different experience to see something with your own eyes, to experience it with your own body and be there in person. So, yeah, give your kids those different just as different experiences. Again, even if it's just if you live in LA, go to San Diego for the weekend. Like,
Yep.
you can just go to a different city, do a staycation in like an Airbnb, right? You can do hikes, you can do beach days, things that are free and fun. Yeah, I just, even just driving around, walking around, like it can be made into an adventure and a fun thing. It doesn't have to cost a bunch of money. You don't have to go across the country or across the world. Like, just exposing them to a different environment, I think can
Hmm.
really broaden the mind.
I like that. I like how you connected them both, right? Exposure to different environments.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you. Show us a
Wiggity
podcast or
wiggity.
something. Look, we're gonna get right back into the amazing podcast. But if you didn't know, in 2017, we created Black Wall Street, the board game, because we thought more families needed to know about the history of Tulsa Black Wall Street. More families needed to know about the legacy of Black excellence left behind of Tulsa Black Wall Street, that we can own a Madam C.J. Walker Beauty Salon. We can have a Booker T. Washington High School. We can have an Uncle Steve's Barbecue. We can have a Renaissance man like Simon Berry, who had his own taxi service and bus service that got bought out by the city of Tulsa. We have brilliance in our DNA. We wanted to make sure that your family can play a game that teaches them about this brilliance. So we have Black Wall Street, the board game, right here. We had the first edition available in 2017. That got sold out. We're on the second edition right now, or you can get the beautiful masterpiece version of the game as well. It's up to you. Head to playblackwallstreet.com and get yourself Black Wall Street, the board game, to empower you, your family, and generations to come. Playblackwallstreet.com. Let's get back to the episode. Another one that I'm thinking, I have two in my head. I don't know if I have time to get to both. We'll see. But one that's brewing in my head is the fact that my parents were very good at talking about money in the household, as
Mhm.
far as like knowing that there's a mortgage, right? I feel like
Mhm.
as a kid, I knew that there was a mortgage. I feel like I remember at one point how much the mortgage was. I remember, the utility cost, how much that was. My mom did a lot of couponing growing up. So like there would be times where we would have the newspapers out, we were cutting coupons in the morning, and then we would go to the grocery store, we would pick out all the things and then try to guess like, oh, how much is going to be before the coupons, after the coupons. But that still gave me a sense of, one, you can save money through couponing, and then two, this is how much things cost in the grocery store. These are the things that we need in the house every
Mhm.
single week, every single month to survive. So I just gave me, I think, a sneak peek into adulthood, to where I felt like, and you said this to me a couple times, but I felt like when I went off to college, I was pretty prepared for
You're
adulthood.
very mature.
Like yeah, thank you, Queen. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little mature for my age. You feel me, y'all? But yeah, I was comfortable grocery shopping because I'd been grocery shopping so many times. I was comfortable cooking for myself because I'd cooked for myself growing up. I knew what toiletries I needed because again, I would go to the grocery store and get those things. So none of the adulting stuff. I think there's sometimes a buffer window from high school to college for a lot of folks. I feel like that buffer was just a little bit shorter for me because of the way that I grew up. So I know there's a lot of parents that don't talk about finances to their
Mhm.
kids.
We didn't really talk about it much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
that it wasn't like a taboo thing, like, "Oh, we don't talk about it." It didn't necessarily come up a lot unless it was like, "Oh, like, that's too expensive," or
Mm,
like, we just do things that are affordable, but it wasn't, I don't think, an active part of a lot of conversation.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen how my family talks. Like
Yeah.
it's a very open book.
There's nothing off
There's
limits.
nothing off limits, and I don't know how much of that was intentional. Parents, if y'all are listening,
Mm,
watching, let me know. I don't know how much of that was like intentional. Like, we're gonna raise you to know about money, so you're gonna know how much our mortgage is. You're gonna come grocery shopping, or how much was just we're talking about stuff, and if you hear it, you hear it.
yeah,
Like we're not tripping. But I think that is something valuable within my childhood that I appreciate in hindsight.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all,
Any.
any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify,
All them.
Anything, all of them.
All them.
All of them. Wherever you listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.